Dory, what are you doing out here?
Hi, hello, my name is Kat, and welcome to today's video. I'm here with our lovely friends over at Pixel Split Games to talk about their new game, REVEIL. We'll be diving into some gameplay today, which you have not seen before, and some that you may have seen a little bit at PAX East. But anyways, I will let my friends over at Pixel Split introduce themselves before we jump into some gameplay.
Hi, I'm Bennett from Pixel Split. This is Stefan. We both founded Pixel Split a few years ago. We are a remote game development studio from Germany, and yeah, our current title is REVEIL. I'm there for the technical part mostly, and you, Stefan?
I'm there for the visual part, and we're really excited to show you a bit, yeah.
Amazing. So we are going to jump into the game now and just kind of chat while we play. And I'm very excited to see this because I haven't actually seen even the opening bit yet. So you guys will have to show me all the little cool puzzles that I'm sure they're coming to the beginning.
Oh, wow, what a strange dream. My head hurts. I need to get this headache under control. Well, these
Right thrown into it, huh? From the very beginning. I love that.
Yeah, so you are Walter Thompson, the main character, and yeah, you wake up in this house, which will play an important role during the game.
Maybe Martha and Dory are still up.
So what would you say if you had to describe this game in just like a quick sentence or less? What do you think the game is really about?
It's a first-person narrative psycho thriller, focused on a big narrative, I would say, and it blends in puzzle elements, horror elements, and other gameplay elements. Yeah, I guess this sums it up. Yeah.
No, that sounds perfect. And do you get that story?
Martha already took care of all the circus stuff, which leaves me with the rest, as always.
I'll let Walter speak. I won't interrupt you, Walter. I apologize. But do you think the story really kicks off right from the beginning, or is it kind of something that you have to kind of find as
You have
go?
to unravel it, so you have to find out what's going on. Walter is a bit confused all the time, and you really have to figure out why and what is going on. And yeah, so it's also a bit of a mystery, and you really try to figure out what this is all about.
I think this was
That's
part
really
of the old
cool.
music
And
box.
I love this kind of thing of finding new little clues as you go too. I'm very much like a detective gamer, so I love that kind of stuff. It seems like kind of a new genre for you guys. What kind of made you think to do the psychological thriller and horror route?
So we like to do all sorts of genres, and this was on our, I would say, call it bucket list for a long time. Yeah, and it took us quite long to. Initially, we thought it would be way easier to produce such a game, and now we are here after 5 years. And
Wow.
yeah, but what we really we love these types of games, and it's a new challenge for us. Before we focused a bit on gameplay heavier game strategy and action, whatever you might call it, and this time a more narrative and really focused on visual set pieces, etc. And
Yeah, the visuals look incredible already. What was it like kind of developing a game that's like nearly photorealistic in the way that it
Someone left
looks?
the record player on.
It was kind of new to us. Our last games were more simple.
Where are they?
So it was a lot of research that we had to do because our game plays in the 70s mostly on a circus, and yeah, nowadays you don't know these locations.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Yeah, you mentioned the circus, which we'll see a bit of
Never
later.
get enough of this track.
It's a very unique setting. So what was the research process like for that?
Mostly we got inspiration from movies, from the old movies from the 80s, like horror movies or movies in general. Yeah, and a lot of research through image search
Dory's
and
in her
old
room.
newspapers and stuff, because we wanted that the props feel realistic. So
Yeah. I definitely get that nostalgic for like horror movies and stuff.
yeah.
Is there any other media that you guys were inspired by when you were creating the story?
Actually, most of them were from movies.
Dory.
It was not a specific movie. Mostly some scenes from movies.
Dory, is that you?
Because we love the look that the old movies had.
Absolutely.
So now we are in Dory's room.
Oh, look at all the stuff that you can look at. That's
And this is
crazy.
some kind of puzzle segment. You can call it like an escape room or something like that. You
very
have
cool.
various props and machines here. And you have to figure out how they are connected. So
Looks like
let's
a
take a look
map.
at the map. Dory painted.
Oh.
Yeah, so first of all,
I took it home from the circus. It's old,
you
but
find this
some
machine
fun.
here. It's a recreation of a vintage, I think 60 or
I need a
50s
coin to put in here.
arcade machine.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so you need a coin for here. So
Mm.
next step is to find a coin.
The sound design of like each item must have taken ages. That's really amazing. You can hear the
This
like
coin was
how
for the
each
old
and every
machine.
object interacts.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was quite important for us. So getting proper atmosphere and this comes down to visuals and sound design. Which was mainly
I guess that's
Stefan's direction.
when
but,
you're inspired by horror movies too, especially the older horror movies. Like I feel so much of the tension comes
This would
from
work.
sound design and visuals like that are kind of like very minimalist but can have a really big impact. Do you think that's kind of part of that?
yeah, of course. Our sound design is mostly environmental sounds, and we have some kind of ambience music, and we have also some soundtrack, but it's more a supporting role in our game. Let's take red.
My favorite color. Dory loves these, so I made one for her.
Oh, I love these puzzles.
They were tricky sometimes.
So this is kind of like two puzzles back to back that are very like inspired by real world puzzles, very physical stuff. What was it like developing these kind of more haptic physical puzzles into a game?
harder than we thought. Especially this one, I don't know, it's a 10th iteration or something to get it right in the end. But now it feels good, I would say. Yeah, and it was super important to us to make stuff feel physical and to really,
Yeah.
even though you have the mouse in your hand, you feel it. You feel the movement in your hand
Right.
and how it reacts, and that was quite important to us. Didn't work out all the way, so fun and usability was also an issue with that, because if you just go into physics, whatever, then sometimes it gets too annoying for the player. So it's always some sort of balance, but it was really a huge goal for us to make it feel very haptical.
Yeah, that's such a hard thing to accomplish with a mouse, but you can definitely feel like you're in that story, like actually touching these objects and stuff with the sound design and with the kind of eerie nature of everything. That's very cool. And so is there any like worry of puzzles being too difficult, or do you think that they kind of make sense because there's so much like items you can get hints and things from in the game?
We hope it works out. So we a few weeks ago we had quite a lot of play tests from other players, and they all were able to play it, and they all found it very cool. For some it took longer, for some it was faster, but in the end I think it is quite balanced out approach for the puzzle aspect, because we don't want to call it a pure puzzle game. It's not a hardcore puzzle game. It's just an element, so even the non-puzzle gamer should be able to solve it. But later on, there will be also some puzzles which are a bit more difficult. But yeah, like I said, balanced out, not too hard, not too easy.
Gosh, those drawings were terrifying. Dory's okay. Oh, that's very trippy, huh? So it feels like kind of unreal what's going on.
This has to be another dream.
Is that kind of where the psycho thriller stuff comes in, where you don't know where stuff is real or not throughout?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we change the environments and
This
scenes
is right by
quite
the
a
lake
lot.
near the circus.
So you jump around and
Dory, is that you?
yeah, everything blends together. And like I said in the beginning, you really try to figure out what's going on.
Gosh, it looks
Sorry, I
gorgeous.
go
You
out
guys
there all
done
the time.
such a good job.
Thank you.
Daddy! I found a really, really big fly.
Oh gosh.
Sweetie, that's called a dragonfly.
Oh, be careful. They can breathe fire.
Don't be silly, Walter. You'll scare her.
That is both adorable and creepy. Really good balance.
Dory,
That's a combination
what are
we
you
are
doing
looking
out
for.
here?
Wow, I can imagine the lighting took a while to get down, but it looks incredible.
Was also quite a technical challenge to get the performance, because we use the Unity engine, and this is the HD render pipeline.
Wow.
Their new rendering tech, but yeah, you really have
Wait
to
for me.
fine tune
I'm
everything
not that
so
fast.
that it is playable on a variety
Absolutely.
of machines.
Yeah, what a difficult thing to do with PC gaming too, that everyone's got something different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I prefer.
And so
not
now we're
knowing my
entering
future.
the circus bit, I suppose.
Yeah, this is the approach to the circus plaza.
And so this is the environment that most of the game will be in, or will we kind of go back and forth between environments?
Back and forth, so there will be another scene where the circus will play an important role. And yeah, something that is related to this. I don't want to spoil too much here, but I think we will see that later. And yeah, there is a variety, and like I said, you jump
Nowadays, the circus just
back and
stays
forth
here.
and yeah, try to figure out what is going on and what are all these locations you are seeing. The story itself is quite a puzzle, so to putting it together. Yeah.
I know we talked already about kind of inspirations for the circus environment, but what other reasons did you choose this environment specifically? Because I think it's so unique and people will be very drawn to it, I think, in the genre.
For us, it's important that in these kind of games you can dive into a unique world, and you can explore things that you don't see every day. And at the same time, we want to surprise the player as much as possible. And I think the circus setting has great potential to deliver many of these things.
Gosh, yeah, the environmental sound design is incredible. Really eerie.
I think for now we stop here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good look of the beginning part of kind of how you enter the story, and definitely this kind of element of both puzzles and an eerie environment that I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on in that circus, because I'm sure it's terrifying. Well, should we switch over to the second part of the game that you guys are going to show us today, which is a bit further into the save file, and should show you a bit more action-packed sequence of the game, but this is kind of the way that it starts. So thank you so much for showing us the beginning part of the game. Cool. Okay, we are going to jump into the second part of the save file and explore this next scary start. Or scary part of the game, I should say.
Yes, like you can see, it's quite dark now.
Totally different vibe. Yeah.
It's still circus is here. This is the circus train.
And how many hours is this into the game, approximately?
1.5, I would say, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, you guys have obviously are pros at this game now. I'd be freaking out. Terrifying.
Oh, I need to get rid of this thing. Maybe I could watch At least
Yeah, Walter, go.
I better hurry.
Oof. Again, you can really showcase the sound design here.
No lever.
Terrifying.
To decouple the wagon. What could it be?
Oh gosh. My worst nightmare, trying to solve a puzzle when you're being chased by a monster.
Oh, there's the lever. Let's get rid of this goddamn puppet. Now I have to pull the lever to the right side.
Oh god. What a way to end.
Yeah, so this was one of our more gameplay focused scenes of the game. Like I said at the
Very
beginning,
cool.
it's a mix of puzzles, exploration, narrative, and in this case also horror and chase. Yeah, and we really tried to have multiple pillars in the game.
Yeah.
Not just puzzles, not just narrative, so really have a nice blend of all things, yeah.
Absolutely. I think a good like thriller game, especially, it is all about that balance of tension, of having your relaxing moments so that when the tension does come, you're extra terrified. Which that was a very good showcase of, because I'm not looking forward to playing that bit, but I'm sure people will enjoy watching me play that bit. Incredible. Well, that was a good way to also showcase how the game kind of develops throughout the story. I'm curious, as kind of our last question before we wrap up today. I know you guys are working on this idea of multiple endings for the games. How does that impact the story and the gameplay throughout?
Mm-hmm. So the game itself is quite linear. So we have our story in mind, the narrative that we want to provide. The player can look around and pick up story bits in quite a different order, but in the end it's quite linear. So it really has this high quality that we want. And later on, at the end, the player will be able to choose from several endings. So it's nothing at the beginning branches out completely. It's more at the end you will be able to choose from different endings, and you can finally decide what's going to happen with the character. This was already too much.
No, I'm very excited to hear more about that and see it once we play the game in this final version. The story seems so interesting and kind of mysterious, so I'm sure everyone will really enjoy diving more into that once you get your hands on the game. But thank you so much, Bennett and Stefan, for talking with us today. I really, really appreciate it, and it's been really nice to see some extra exclusive footage of the game we haven't seen before. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if you guys want to play the game, make sure you wishlist it over on Steam. It helps us so very much, and we so much appreciate it. And keep an eye on the development of the game by following us over on our socials, which we'll put down below. And thank you again so much to Pixel Split and Bennett and Stefan specifically for talking with us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think down below, and if you'll be picking up the game when it comes out this year.